we go. We did the intro. We did the introduction, and as usual, you're looking at my open broadcasting studio, OBS studio screen there to let you know that things are actually happening and working as they're supposed to be working, more or less. And I want to start out by thanking Linux Journal for supporting the show. Thank you very much, and for all the people out there who join me live, and also for the people who watch the show afterwards and share it. And by the way, that's what's going to happen at the end of the show when it's all done and this shows up on YouTube a couple of 3 hours later or something like that. Go to Reddit and Google Plus and Facebook and Twitter and all those other places and share this. Anyway, today's wine, because I know that some of you out there want to join me some of you want to join me in a glass of wine, and today I am drinking a Hardy's 2016 Riesling Gewürztraminer, the one that starts with a G. Anyway, so let's pour ourselves some wine. See, this is one of the cool things about doing this is I have an excuse to drink wine at lunchtime, you see. Like I need an excuse, but but this one's an excuse. So here's to all of you. Citrus, it's a nice, as somebody said, good lunchtime drinking wine. And without further ado, I'm going to jump into this thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my face there on the camera. Okay, and there we go. And now that way, I know that we are no longer looking at this thing. So there we go. So there we go. It's clear. And do you want to see that one more time? You want to see that one more time? Let's do that one more time. Okay, let's do that one more time. Here we go. And okay, that's the last thing I do with that one. So over on various places that I operate in and hang out with and so forth, we use different things to communicate with, and over with the and I won't tell you who uses what, but I've got places that I chat with where we use Slack, and there are places that I chat with where we use IRC, and of course, for IRC it's easy enough to. There's a Linux IRC channel, and in fact, let me see. There's somewhere in here. There's linux.com/IRC. I think this might still work. Yes, it does. It does. See, so you can actually go to Linux Journal and connect on IRC. But before I jump in, because I'm already talking about other things there, I want to do a shout out to an old friend, Robin Roblimo Miller, who just passed away earlier this week. And Robin was a long time proponent of Linux and open source software. He was an author. He was editor-in-chief over at Slashdot way back when. Most recently, he's just been like everywhere. He's done everything, and he was a funny guy, and we're going to miss him. But I just wanted to do a shout out and say, goodbye. Goodbye, Robin, and we will miss you. We will miss you a great deal. Anyway, to jump over to what we're going to do for today. Like I said, there are a whole bunch of different alternatives, obviously, and I showed you IRC a couple of weeks ago. But today I want to give you something which is more Slack-like, okay? Because for some people, IRC is kind of like, it's bare bones. It doesn't have a lot of the funky things that you're going to have with other products. And one of the ones that I had a chance to play with is called Rocket.Chat. And what I want to do is I want to install it for you today. So we're going to do it without a net, and we're going to find out whether I can actually make this work properly. So I happen to know I've got a little Linux box here /etc/lsb-release, and this one is an Ubuntu 16.04 LTS box. Yes, I know 18.04 is out, but hey, this is the one I've got running. And I think this one is actually over on, this is just a small VPS virtual machine that I am renting from. Who am I doing this one from? I don't remember who I'm doing this one from. All right, it doesn't really matter. I think it's OVH. I think this one's OVH, although I often do Linode as well. But this is the one for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Snap. Now, Snap is a way to install packages without, that are effectively cross-platform, which will work on different versions without relying on something being in the repository. So in this case, we could do a Snap search, and I'm going to go Rocket. Whoops. Rocket. snap search Rocket. There it is, Rocket.Chat desktop and Rocket.Chat server. So what we're going to do is I'm going to install the Rocket.Chat server for starters, okay? And so this is actually frighteningly easy, really. So I'm going to go snap install Rocket.Chat server. Hey, and while I'm at it, present arms. Hello, Damon I. Hello, Mountaineer Brass. Hello. Thank you all, guys, for being on the show. Thanks. And if there's something you want to do, you know, I can't drink, but when I do, I like to spend. Oh, thank you. My goodness. Well, I guess I'm no longer in front of the. I redid the intro. I really did the intro. So obviously, I think I've fixed that one up. So let's go 53, 57%. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a sip of my wine, if that's okay with you. See, Mountaineer, this is actually one of the things that I talk about when I say that this is without a net, because I don't have the opportunity to fix my mistakes. You get to see them. You get to see all my mistakes. So by the way, if there's something that you want to say, that you want to ask, a question that, please feel free to do it. All right, so we're going to do service, Rocket.Chat status. Does that work? Nope. Nope. Snap and chat, let me see. Install Rocket.Chat installed. Okay. Hold on for a second there. Actually, let's go over to the install. Let me see. What are my instructions here? Install. There we go. Install Rocket.Chat for Linux. I've downloaded it. Well, there are debs, but I did download it. And let me see. Where's my blah 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 blah? Rocket.Chat for Linux. Download. Oops, I did that. Sorry, I did that already. Cancel because I've already done that part. Docs, let's go take a look. User guide, installation guides. Let's go with an installation guide and let's take a look and see how this actually works. Let me see. Manual installations. Let's go over to Ubuntu. And okay, so I did my install. It's all that stuff is already in there. Let me see. Installation. What am I missing? I'm missing something here. Blah, blah, blah. Use. No, that's already done. Nope. Already did that. Is Rocket.Chat actually running already? Let's find out. Port 3000 is where this thing is running. So let's go back and take a look at that. So you get to watch me do this as I'm doing it, which can be really sad as well. So I'm going to go snap. Actually, I'm not going to do it on here. I'm going to do it on my local machine. Okay, so on my local machine, I'm going to go sudo snap install Rocket.Chat desktop. So we're going to install the desktop here. Pa-da-pa-da. I'm pretending that you didn't actually see that. I didn't see that either, apparently. There we go. Rocket.Chat desktop. So we're installing the Rocket.Chat desktop on this end over here. Let's go back over here and do a netstat dash ppn. Whoops. Well. Okay, I'm not even sure what happened there, but obviously something terrible happened. So I'm going to have to try that again. And see where we were. All right, I'm going to reopen Firefox, and hopefully Firefox remembers all the tabs that I had open. That would be actually very nice. All right. There we go. We're back to where we were. I have no idea what happened, and I sincerely apologize for that. So I'm actually just going to try to connect to the server directly here. Rocket.what? Sorry. And I'm going to go port 3000. And there we are. So I'm going to say, sure, I'll say allow notifications. Why not? And hopefully this thing is actually not running here. I'm going to pause that because I actually don't want that to be running. All right. Well, I apologize for that, honestly. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I see the KDE desktop. There we go. So presumably we see the setup wizard at this point. Type your name. I'm going to go Marcel Gagne. And by the way, I'm going to invite his username. My username is going to be, I'm going to call it Wooftle is my username. Organization Marcel at marcelgagne.com. And my password is going to be something super secret. What's it going to be? There we go. Let's find out if that works. Do you want to change to the site URL? Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Saved. There we go. Setup wizard. Organization type. We're going to say non-profit because we're certainly not going to make money here, and we're going to say Chez Marcel is the organization, and industry. What is our industry? Do we have an industry? Do we have any kind of an industry whatsoever? We're going to call ourselves. Let me see. Media. We're going to call ourselves media. Yeah. We're going to say 4,000 or more people. 1 to 10 people. Country, I'm going to say Canada because we're in Canada here. Of course, if you're doing this yourself, you can be anywhere you want. I'm going to say continue. And server info, site name, Chez Marcel. Default language is going to be English just because, server type. And I'm going to say public community. And I'm going to go continue. Continue. And I'm going to say save. Just your workspace is ready to use. There we go. So go to your workspace. All right. So what you can do if you're out there, okay, and you're using a web browser, go to rocket.salmar.ca:3000 and connect. And then go into the general channel while I do some other things here, and then you can be part of the conversation in the new Rocket.Chat. So this is kind of like so I'm going to go into general here. And over in general, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. There we go. It's not. There's no. And let me see. Are there any people here? Members list. There's only me in the members list. Oh, by the way, if you are a big fan of or a big user of what's that stuff called? Slack, then this is going to look vaguely familiar, all right? But one of the things, of course, that makes this cool is that we can add additional plugins. And one of the ways we add plugins is, where is it in here? Options, administration, because I am the administrator, and I am going to say, let me see, somewhere in here, let me see, settings, other apps. No, auth apps, that's not it. Permissions, user rooms, I don't really remember how to do that at the moment. So let's go over and find out, shall we? Because of course, one of the cool things that every Slack channel I've ever been on has is Jiffy. Jiffy, which brings over, you say Jiffy and then you say something funny. Can I post the link? Yes, I can post the link. Let me see, I can post the link. http:// whoops. Excuse me for a second while I type. There we go. I posted the link in the chat, so you can go into the chat and you can connect to it. So what I'm going to do is I've got this here. I've got GIF Rocket, and this is a project. This is actually one of the many plugins that are available for. And in this case, rather than going /Jiffy as you would on Slack, you go !GIF. You can do random to have a random phrase, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go over to, let me see, go to administration and click on integrations. All right, let's go to administration and click on integrations. Did I just close that? Oh, no, I didn't. It's over here. Oh, integrations. There you go, integrations. And then I'm going to say new integration. And I'm going to say outgoing webhook. And I'm going to say event trigger. Event trigger is a message sent. Enabled, true, name. I'm just going to call it Jiffy because, it's Jiffy in this case. And I'm going to go channel. Do I want all channels, all public channels, all public channels, channels. Trigger words. I guess the trigger words is GIF. or exclamation point sticker or something like that. Let's go with that. As many URLs as you want per line. Do I actually want URLs? Let's go back and take a look at the documentation. Do I want anything in URLs? Blah blah blah. Oh, I must type this. Okay. Well, see, it's a good thing that you read every once in a while, because every once in a while you got to do it right. All right. You got to do it right, says this guy. My goodness. All right, URLs. All right, cool. Impersonate user, true, false. Nah, we don't want to impersonate. Post as Rocket.Cat. I don't know. Sure, why not? Alias, avatar URL. Am I impersonating? No, I'm not impersonating. Emoji, no. Token optional. Script enabled. True. And now I must go get the script. And the script, if you recall, was back here. So if I go back one, there's my script. So what I'm going to do. Whoops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this script here and I'm going to select all of it. There we go, all of it. And I'm going to go Control C and I'm going to go back into my window here and I'm going to paste the entire script in here, Control V. And then I'm going to save changes and let's see what magic happens. All right, integration has been added. So let me close administration. And Damon I, Ali, yay, we've got people. Kuria, yay, we've got people. This is excellent. I'm so excited. Look at that, we've got people. So now if I go GIF excited. Ha-ha! It's Kermit the Frog! Yes, I'm excited. I am excited. There we go. We have set up our own version of a Slack server, and the thing is up and running. It's fantastic. All right. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on from here to something else entirely. But you guys can keep playing in here, okay? Keep playing in here. Keep having some fun in here, okay? All right. So we've done it. Oh, and of course, now I'm afraid to actually see, I'm afraid to go back to my desktop and actually try to run the application because I have a horrible feeling. Let me see. I have a horrible feeling that the reason my desktop died is because of a misbehaved snap install. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's true. But I don't want to risk it right now because that was the last thing I did. I used Snap to install the Rocket.Chat desktop on my desktop, and suddenly my desktop went, and that was the end of it. So I don't know. Forgive me while I have a sip of wine. Okay, so let's do something else entirely, shall we? Let's go over to, I promised you that we would do a Linux distribution that you've never had before, okay, that you've never seen before. And there's the things that we did last week or the week before that. But let's go create a new virtual machine. I haven't actually tried this one, by the way. And this one is called Nitrux. Nitrux, a Linux for everyone, powered by the Nomad desktop, Qt5, Linux, KDE Plasma, Qt, and the Nomad desktop. I'm not entirely sure what the Nomad desktop is. I can't speak for it at the moment, but I thought we'll take a Linux distribution that's not a particularly popular one, and we'll give it a try together. What do you say? Let's do this. Forward. And I'm going to say ISO image. I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to my ISOs, and there it is, Nitrux. Appimage.iso. Interesting. All right, let's do that. And I'm going to say forward. And let's give this thing 2048. We'll give it a couple of CPUs. I don't know if that's enough. I have lots of memory. I could give it, let's go with 2048 for now. Forward, 20 gigabytes. Sure, that sounds great. Generic, no, let's call it Nitrux because that's what it's called. Nitrux. All right, virtual machine is being created. And shall we boot the live system? Sure, let's boot the live system. Let's do that. So, while that's booting, I'm going to go back and take a look. Okay, keyboard shortcuts work for smileys. Excellent. So, let me see, GIF, excellent. Do we get Mr. Smithers? Oh, no, Bill and Ted. I'm willing to go with Bill and Ted over Mr. Smithers. Totally. There we go. Nitrux is booting up. And we are going to... I'm going to go to full screen in just a second here. By the way, in case you want to check this one out after I'm done, it is Nitrux. It is nxos.org. nxos.org. And you guys keep chatting in here, all right? Hey, this is great. I love this. All right, so welcome. All right, I'm going to Control-Alt so that I can full screen this guy. And let's go full screen. We've got install Nitrux now, so let's take a look at what it is. It's only impossible until it's done. Yeah, you say that now. Let me see. What have we got on here? We have got, I don't know what we've got here. Obviously, this is Chromium as opposed to Chrome. This is obviously going to be our file manager. There we go, Dolphin, the file manager. So very KDE at the moment. We have our command shell, which is console. Okay, so very KDE at the moment. But of course, we've got the status bar up at the top here in kind of a gnomish sort of way, or I think of it as gnomish. I guess it's more like an Apple sort of way, isn't it? Let's see, what else have we got? What if I right click on here? Create new. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Alt F2. What do we got? Media, VLC media player, media frame, audio and video. I'm actually trying to figure out, there's the system settings. System settings. Again, this is very KDE at the moment. It's very KDE. What is this? That's Kate. It's our editor. What's this? This is going to be, this is the software center, the Nomad Software Center. So, of course, now I'm trying to figure out, because I haven't actually done this before, is there a click? Let me see. Let's click there we go. So we've got a search up at the top. Log shutdown is there. These are the most recent things, but I don't actually see something up at the top. Do I have to just sort of guess what I've got? Internet. Oh, I can just start typing. Internet, comic strip. Software center. Oh, these are things in the software center. These are things that exist on the system. Clementine music player. So we are searching inside the software center. I'm trying to figure out, honestly, I'm actually trying to figure out how I start up the desktop on this thing, because apparently I don't know. What does anybody out there know? Hey Marcel, question, what are your thoughts on deepened spyware concerns? I'm not terribly concerned about deepened spyware concerns. I actually read about it. I think one of the biggest problems that people have with it is it's out of China, and it has a link to a Chinese store, if I remember correctly. I don't know what the exact problems were, and just to, I'm going to drop out of here for a second because I don't know how to start the chooser, so to speak, and I'm going to bring up. This is really cool. Well, I'm glad it's cool, Damon I. All right, let's bring up Deepin Linux. What do we got here? Deepin.org. And I know that even on their website, I actually did a show on Deepin, I think. I did a video somewhere on Deepin. So if you take a look in YouTube, I'm sure you'll find one where I actually go over it. But they do address the concerns on here about, supposedly it being spyware or something. So somewhere on the site here, they do address that, because people have, it is definitely something that people have found problematic. But let me see, spyware. Honestly, like I said, I'm not particularly worried about it. There we go. Official statement. Linux Deepin is not spyware. There's the logic is that Deepin has cnzz.com links in its website and app store, and since cnzz will collect some client information in the browser, thus Linux Deepin is spyware. It is really a serious problem, since nobody wants to have his or her private information leaked, as in the Facebook event. Deepin had to inform all those interested in our app store backend. It is a website, and cnzz is a famous internet statistics analysis provider that collects website anonymous usage, blah, blah, blah. So they do address it on there. Again, I'm not sure that I'm concerned myself. Obviously, we are all very, very tuned to problems with security at this moment. In fact, if you happen to be totally bored, go over here and watch my fabled wise man on the mountaintop gets a visitor. Okay, go and watch that. The fabled wise man on the mountain gets a visitor, and here I'll paste it in the chat here. And then if you have concerns, you can share it with your friends. Okay, I won't make you listen to it right now. Well, I could because it's very short. But okay, here we go.
An old man sat in quiet meditation, as he had done for many, many years. He could see down at the bottom of the hill someone crawling up ever so slowly. Every once in a while he'd reach out and grab a handhold and slip back down, and the old man watched as he climbed, slowly but surely, up to the top of the hill. Finally, when he reached him, the old man looked upon the tired visitor and said, "What wisdom do you seek from me? What do you want?" And the beaten and battered visitor looked up into the old man's eyes and said, "Our privacy policies have changed."
There you go. That's it. That's it. Sorry, that's it. So there, now you know everything there is to know about that. So there we go. So Nitrux, a Linux distribution, and at the moment I'm perplexed because I'm not sure exactly how we launch applications on this thing. I don't see an application launcher in the way that I'm used to thinking about an application launcher. There is the search bar, obviously. What if I go over here? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the applications that are installed on the system. I'm not sure what I think of this launcher. I might be forced to install something else, but this is a Latte, LibreOffice. So this is what we have pre-installed on this thing. What is Babe? I'm afraid to ask. I'm afraid to click it. All right, I'll do it. I have no idea what it is, but I'm afraid to do it. Apparently it's I don't know what it is. Drag and drop music here. Oh, it's a music player. Is that what it is? Oh God. Had me really scared there for a minute. Oh, good grief. Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry. All right, so let's just so let's go back to this again one more time, and we're going to go over to the other thing. Obviously, our start. So everything is done with this little tiny arrow button up into the corner. Latte. I don't even know what latte is. What's latte? Does somebody know what latte is? I know what latte is in the sense that when I go to Starbucks, I know what a latte is, but I don't know what a latte is as far as this is concerned. Babe is nothing to fear. Maybe latte is something to fear. Well, latte is not starting up, apparently. So let's go back up here one more time. We're going to take a look at apps one more time in here. And I don't know what I think. Spectacle. Spectacle is a screenshot tool. I know what that is. VLC, obviously, for playing your music. Quantum Man. What is that? Quantum Manager. New themes. Oh, they're themes. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's take a look at one more thing here, and then I'm just going to click the Start Install button to see if there's anything unusual or different about this, because it is, in fact, and Arc, of course, is, zipping, unzipping software, Info Center. So let's just click Install over here and see if there's anything unusual or different about the way that the installation works. And then... No, this looks pretty basic. This looks pretty normal. I'm going to say America, New York. I'm just going to accept all the defaults. Erase disk, start. And remember, this is a virtual machine. There's nothing to fear. What's my name? Francois. I'm going to lie here. Francois PC, why not? S-E-C-R-E-T. S-E-C-R-E-T. I apologize for burping here. Yes, I did burp. I apologize for that. Next. And let me see, installer, and then I'm just going to say install. Yeah, so this looks pretty basic. This is your typical install. It looks fairly simple, and I don't know. It's nice enough, but I don't know if it would get me excited enough to actually want to install it, other than to take it out for a test drive, as I did. Again, this is the first time I've tried Nitrux or Nitrux. This is the first time I've tried it, and now you have gotten to see it as well. So we're going to do one other thing before, let me see, this is the desktop, I think. You mean the setting. I tried deep in 4 times, it borked on updates. Interesting. Crossover Office was the issue every time, so that was binned. Interesting. I did try Deepin, but I installed it in a virtual machine and played with it a little bit. So I didn't go into huge amounts of detail. So I must be honest that is the case there. Okay, I'm going to show you one other thing by going back to... Oh, that's right. The machine died, so I'm no longer connected. So I'm going to go back and reconnect to my virtual machine. So I'm going to SSH root at rocket.selmer.ca. This is, again, this is just a test machine that I rented today. I'll leave it up for a little while if people want to play with it, but, you know, I'm not going to keep paying for it every month. So, so if you want to play with it, please go ahead and play with it. If you really, really love it, let me know, and maybe I'll just leave it up there. It's not particularly expensive. It costs me, you know, minimal dollars per month to keep this thing running. So you never know. I may just leave it there. Right. What was I going to do here? I'm back on the machine. Oh, yes. I wanted to show you one other thing here. Recently, somebody suggested that because I had one of the ports open on my machine, and I can't remember which port it was, but they said, you know, you better be careful, you better check, and, you know, you might have been rootkitted. So I went back and checked out one of my old favorites, which is this one. So apt install RK Hunter. And this is Rootkit Hunter. This is actually this is server side. This doesn't have to be just server side, but it can also be I'm going to say local only at this moment. Local only. There we go. And we're going to go through this install. And anyway, so you can do this on a server, you can do this on your local machine. And RK Hunter, Rootkit Hunter is one of those programs that will allow you to update it, or it can be set to update itself magically over the internet so that you always have the latest signatures and the latest information to go with it. So, Calamaris installer, is that what that was? Hey, Ken! You're late to the party, but I always love having you here. Good to have you, man. You missed some of the fantastic crashes we had earlier. Oh, that occurs to me. I'm gonna have to actually take these two videos and put them together. It's gonna take me a little bit more time than usual for this one. All right, so let's do this. RK Hunter and RK Hunter-H, and we're going to do there's lots of things, but we're going to do this one here, -C. Okay, RK Hunter-check, and we're going to go through the machine. You ready? -C, Rootkit Hunter, checking system commands. So we're going to go through, and basically what we're doing is we're looking for not just rootkits, but also we're looking for things that that may seem out of line, you know, things that might seem questionable. So here we go. We're checking our basic commands. And I'm having another sip of wine. I hope somebody out there I hope I'm not the only one drinking. I hope somebody else is having some wine or, you know, or something alcoholic, you know, to share with me during this. Press enter to continue. So far, so good. It must be some warning somewhere. Here we go. Performing recheck known rootkits and directories. Dreams. Mood NT. Slapper. Spanish rootkit. No. Doing okay so far. Performing additional rootkit checks. Suck it. Rootkit. You know, it's like the people who come up with these things. It's like, I want to make it really clear that what I'm doing is bad, so I'm going to tell you to suck it. Anyway. Malware checks, so far so good. Performing checks on network ports, blah, blah, blah. Warning, password file. Well, obviously I've added users, so it's going to have changed. SSH root access is allowed. Well, you know that because you saw me SSH in with root. But without a password. Press enter, hidden files and directories. And there you go. We've done our RK Hunter checks, our Rootkit Hunter checks. And there is another piece of software that we can take a look at. Now, this one basically is you can run this in a cron file. You can check, you know, to run on a regular basis. You can have it email you the information so that you can check it out later to make sure that you know, everything is, you know, still fine, that nothing terrible has happened to the system. And of course, if it emails you, then at least, you know, you've gotten some kind of a warning to your email address a little bit later on. The other one that I wanted to show you is called Linus. And, I wanted to go over here. Linus, which is an auditing system. It's not so much like this one. It's more a question of, here are the sorts of things that you may want to that you may want to, let me see, can I install that one? I don't know if I can install this one through apt. Let's find out, shall we? Apt install Lynis. Ha-ha! Apparently we can. So let's do that. And this one is a little bit different because it's going to go through and then tell you all the things that you're doing wrong. In other words, how you can actually harden the machine, how you can make things better. So I'm going to go audit system, all right? So Linus audit system. And now this one will have a lot of warnings because it's basically going to go through and tell me all the terrible things I've done to the machine and how, and all the places where I should be locking it down and I haven't. And it'll give me a nice long report, to try to make the system a little bit more stable. So we're going through all the system there, all the different checks, not enabled, suggestions, shells. I'm just going through it very quickly here as opposed to looking at everything. All in all, this default install from OVH is not that bad. It's not that bad at all. It's a fresh machine, so I mean, I'm not expecting too many terrible things here, but there we go. So this is a little bit different, like I said, in the sense that it's a report on how your machine is set up, and it does give you a lot of options on how you could make things better. There we go. Weak etc issue.net. And checking for running in TP daemon. I probably have one of those running in virtualization. And oh, there we go. That's not surprising either. That is not surprising either. And there we go. So we got a report, compliance tests. Apparently, we're not 100% compliant on here. So I'll let you try that one yourself and, decide whether or not you could be doing a better job administering your machine. So those are the two I wanted to cover: Rootkit Hunter, RK Hunter, and Linus as an option. And of course, like I said, if you want, I'll keep this here, okay? I will keep this available so that you can play with it, so that you can check it out. And you saw how we go ahead and install plugins, which is how we got Jiffy going in here. And, maybe you'll want to check it out for yourself. But Rocket.Chat. Rocket.Chat is, again, it's an alternative to, let me just go back to Rocket.Chat here. It's an alternative to Slack, which has really all the same sorts of features that you'll get on Slack. So, and of course, it's free. It's completely open source. You can run it on your own server, as you see that I'm doing there. $5 a month for the server that I'm running, and I can run a full solution like that without any of the limitations of chat or or the fact that my data has been taken care of by a third party, if that sort of thing bothers you in any way, shape, or form. And it's a lot prettier than IRC, of course. So let me go back to OBS Studio here. I'm going to do the transition. No, I'm not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to linuxjournal.com. Linuxjournal.com is helping support this today. Become a patron. If you become a patron, one of the options will get you a subscription to the magazine, or for that matter, you can just subscribe to the magazine. But I highly recommend that you do it. The fabled wise man, Marcel Gagne. There we go, Marcel Gagne. I do not want to play that. Cooking with Linux Without a Net is playing at the moment. See that button here? It says subscribe. Please subscribe. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your family, your dog, your cat, your hamster, everybody that you know, everybody that you love, everybody that you hate. Tell everybody. Share it on social media. Share it on, like I said, on Reddit, on Facebook, on Google Plus, on Twitter, on whatever. But tell people all about it. And if you feel so inclined, I also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/Marcel Gagne, M-A-R-C-E-L Gagne. Rocket.Chat is over here. I'll put all these links in the show notes, including how to install your Jiffy plugin. I'll have the link to Nitrux if you want to check that one out, RK Hunter, Linus Security. And like I said, I will leave this up for a while so that you can play with it. Sounds good? Sounds good. And yes, so I will put back the picture here, and I'll transition back over here, and I'm going to do the final thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it, and if everything goes well and I don't get hit by the proverbial truck, I should be here next Tuesday at noon. And if there's something that you'd like me to talk about, something you'd like me to cover, please leave me suggestions. I'm not saying I'll pay attention to them immediately. Because invariably something happens and I go, oh, look, a shiny object. And that's the thing that I actually want to cover for the show. But à votre santé, bon appétit. And again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye.